Hello, everyone, and welcome to the finals of the Ocean Hack for EU online hackathon. My name is João Ray, and I'm the host and facilitator from Garage 48, who had the pleasure to guide these teams through a week-long hackathon that was happening online, trying to have some meaningful impact on the lives of everyone with a special focus on the oceans. The teams were working very, very heavily during the last 5 days. They are ready to show their hard work with the pitches, and we have a jury that is ready to judge the finals and see who the winners are going to be from this event. This event was brought together by Copernicus Marine Services and together with Mercator International, and I'm very happy to welcome here at this final event to give a few words Marine Delorme from the Copernicus Marine Service. Marine?
Hi. Hi, Joe. Hi, everyone. I work for the Copernicus Marine Service, which provides free and open marine data and services to enable marine policy implementation, support blue growth, and scientific innovation. Innovate. This is what all participants have been doing during this hackathon, and it has been a very special moment to witness all this passion, hard work, and commitment from every single team. We hope this hackathon inspires you all to continue working on your prototypes and ideas in the future, because we need your passion to preserve our ocean. Winning teams will have two great opportunities to do so. They will be invited to deploy their solutions on the European Digital Twin, a new platform aimed at improving the understanding of marine environments and biodiversity, simulating future scenarios to evaluate the impact of human interventions, and supporting a sustainable blue economy, amongst many other objectives. They will also be invited to the Marine User Days hosted by EUMETSat in Portugal in the fall. It's an event that will bring together data users from across the marine user community, and it will be a great opportunity to network and to talk about their project. I'd also like to take this opportunity to thank everyone who took part in this 5-day hackathon. I'll start with our partner for the organization of this event, Garage 48, and in particular, Marie, Pirette, and Lina, who've been working on this project for several months. I'd also like to thank our data partners for this event, EMODnet and EUMETSat, our expert mentors who've made themselves available for the teams throughout the whole week and who have offered their invaluable support. So thank you, Ben, Hailey, Tim, Raido, Siko, Yana, Benedetta, Alessandro, Gael, Leila, Ergan, Cedric, and Fabrice. And last but not least, thank you to our amazing host and mentor, Joao, who guided the teams throughout the week and helped them get ready for this very moment. So once again, thank you so much to all the participants for your hard work, and best of luck to the teams.
Thank you so much, Marine, for those words. And let's see if that hard work paid off during the last week, and if the teams are ready now to pitch. I know a lot of them are eager to start the pitching, and some of them are very eager to see what the jury has to say about their projects, the project that they were working on very hard. I personally have to say that guiding these teams through this week has been a pleasure, especially because the high quality of the participants and the projects that they brought during this week. So it was an immense pleasure working with the teams and trying to see the progress that they've made with the help of the mentors. So I do not want to be in the jury. The jury will have a very hard time selecting the winner from this event, but I do want to welcome the jury to this event. The jury is now in the Zoom with all the other participants. So I will call them one by one, and the jury can introduce themselves, saying a few words about their background and the importance of this event for them. So first, I would like to call Hailey Evers-King, who is a lead marine applications expert at EUMETSat. Hailey, are you there?
I am. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Wonderful. Hi, everybody. Yes, so just to add, I think my thanks to the earlier ones. It's been a real pleasure to see the applications you've pulled together this week. I've been really impressed by the diversity of the different topics and the different ways that you've seen that you can use the data provided by us as well as the other data partners in the Marine Service. It's really great to see different ideas brought to the fore. There's a lot of things we don't think of. We're so close to our data, sometimes we don't think of all the amazing things it can do. So for me, these events are always really refreshing to see new ideas and feel really inspired by what can be done with our work. So I'm looking forward to seeing the pitches. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Haley. And then we also have another data partner who's a member of the jury. We have Antonio Novellino, who's a physics coordinator at EMODnet. Antonio?
Hi, good afternoon. I'm also eager to see the pitches because I'm a data scientist by background, so I'm always curious to see new application and the use of data. I'm representing EMODnet in this jury, that is the European Marine Data Observation Network, that is, a strong, let's say, sister project with Copernicus for the marine data infrastructure. So we're eager to see your pitches and your plans how to make, the activities that you developed sustainable in the future.
Thank you. Thank you so much for that, Antonio. Then we have Raido Lember, who's from the Estonian Maritime Cluster. Raido, are you there?
Yes, here, loud and clear, taking over for 2 minutes. So welcome all, and nice to see so many cool solutions that we have a chance to have small peek in it. So looking forward to the final versions of those. So about myself, I'm from Estonia. I'm a board member of Estonian Maritime Cluster, business development manager at Power Up Energy Technologies, which is producing fuel cells and electricity generators for maritime industry and so forth. And also volunteer in many places such as coastal defense and wildlife protection on coastal areas and so forth. So really excited to see what more we can do to protect our seas and coastal areas. So thank you.
Thank you, Raido. And finally, from Mercator Ocean International, we have Ergan. Ergan, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Hi, everyone. So yes, I work at Mercator Ocean as an ocean scientist. I'm mostly familiar with ocean models, like physical ocean models, and also with sea level altimetry satellite data. So I really can't wait to see all your projects and presentation. Good luck to everyone.
Thank you. Thank you for that. As you can see, the jury is set. They're very eager to hear all the teams and their pitches. We're going to follow the order of pitches that was also at the teams. So we'll start at the teams that finished the event, because we had some teams that during the week dropped out, but we have some teams that will pitch, and these are the ones we will listen to today. So without any further ado, because I know the teams are very eager to begin, let's start with team number 2, Ocean Explorer. Are you guys ready? Are you on the Zoom and ready to pitch? Do we have team? Oh, we do. So I will let them share their screen. And if not, we also have a video backup, but I hope that they can manage to share the screen and get going. Let's give them a few seconds. Yes, here they are.
Hello.
Hello. Can you share your screen and then we can start the pitch?
Yeah.
So as you know, all the teams are going to get 3 minutes to pitch, and then after they're done pitching, there are 2 minutes for questions from the jury that the whole team can answer. But if the team is ready, I will start the timer and you can begin.
So thank you, everyone. This is Team Earth Explorer. I'm Mashiat Ronak Pritam, accompanied by
and I am Mariana Gil, and then our colleague also Tobias Ferreira is not able to participate today, but he was also working a lot during this time.
So our idea was creating a virtual website. So first we begin with Google Earth Engine. We explored the data sets which we used for the visualization. Like here, you can see we visualize the chlorophyll in world ocean, the sea surface temperature. We also used the Copernicus S3OLCI data also. So first, we visualized everything on Google Earth Engine, and then we transferred what we done in Google Earth Engine in Cesium, an interactive interface, and we create an app. So let me share. So this is the interface we create in Cesium app, which is a 3D interface, and you guys can access this app available. So our main target are the educators, the students, and the NGOs who will work as our stakeholders. It is an interactive visualization app. So here you can see there are data. So if I want to add the data, you can see the visualizations. So mainly we have worked in this and we wanted to create an interactive stimulation, and we will add many features, like one can add the layers they want for education purposes and research purposes and other. We added Copernicus ocean, land, and color data, also Copernicus Era 5 data. So yes, you can visualize one by one data. And for the future, we want to add the climate projection models like CMIP6 and other, which will help us to interactively visualize the other problems happening in the ocean around the world, and to take necessary steps like policy making for monitoring, etc. So we hope that even after the end of this hackathon, we will work on it and eventually we will complete this project. So yeah, thank you everyone.
While we wait for the jury to ask questions, and because you finished a little bit ahead of time, I'm not sure if you're aware, but you were only sharing one tab from the Earth Engine in Google. I don't think you shared the other things on the screen. Maybe they were running on a different window, but we only saw the Earth Engine. So while the jury prepares for questions, maybe you can also load the other things.
Is this screen visible to you?
The Earth Engine, the Google Earth Engine.
Okay. I'm extremely sorry for that. I guess so is
Now it is, yes. Now we can see the actual.
I'm extremely sorry. I was actually talking about this.
No
So
worries.
let me run it through again. So yeah,
No worries.
basically we create this interactive interface in Cesium. Like here we can add the layers and we can stimulate the layers also. You can see we use Era 5 of ECMWF, which is also available in Copernicus climate data, the ocean, land, and surface color, and other anomalies we wanted to add. And I said that we will add the climate projection models like CMIP6 and other available models to project the everything going on the ocean. We may even develop some kind of indices like the marine plastic indices and other indices for monitoring the algal bloom. Here are some other data here, if I can add them.
I think because we already went over the time, I will now let the jury ask some questions, and maybe while you answer, you can add some context. But now it's time for the jury to ask some questions. I'm trying to see if anyone from the jury wants to ask the first question. Antonio?
Yeah, thank you very much. I have a couple of questions. The first one is, which kind of services are you using to populate this tool? Because I didn't get it, sorry. So are you using WMS, WFS, or are you dumping down the dataset and then you're reprojecting them?
Yeah, mainly we are adding the dataset layer and we are converting it in this app, so you can access this app. And we are also giving opportunities to others who are wanting to contribute to add to this app. If they want to contribute and they want to add data, they want to extract data from here, this is also possible.
Okay, so you're streaming the data from the original services. So you are just streaming the data from Copernicus, or you copying and using them?
Yeah, we use the APIs available there, and we developed a code in Google Earth Engine. Then we transferred this code into a 3D stimulation model.
Okay,
here
perfect.
in Cesium.
Okay, may I go for the second one?
Absolutely, go for it.
Yeah.
Which is your business model? Because you said, I mean, you're planning, I mean, you're developing this for educators and students and stuff like that. So, I mean, which kind of business model do you have in mind to make it sustainable in the long term?
Yeah, I think we will first know about and contact about our stakeholders. Like mainly first, our target is the NGO sort of things, like we want to get some kind of funding from them, and then we will target about the educators and others. Like we are a team, we want to contribute here, and we are doing the coding stuffs and collecting the APIs and all sorts. We can also go to the B2B or B2C other models if that is feasible for our work. So I guess, Mariana, will you like to add something about the business model?
Yeah, I mean, I think first the product has to be developed and it has to be something nice that works smoothly. So at the beginning, we'll be like based on funding, and then once it's working, then we could think about selling it. But yeah, I think our main focus right now is to make something that is like useful and that people appreciate and that it can provide something to education. So at the beginning will be open.
All right. So let me just double check to see if there's any questions else from the jury.
Yeah.
If there are not, sorry, Raido. Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, just one quick one there. So you have to find your paying customer as an individual or an organization. If you can clarify who is the potential or fixed determined paying customer?
Yeah, I think they can be the organizations like I mentioned about the NGO agencies who work with this kind of data. They can be journalists, NGOs such as working with the international like ICAT and other organizations which like fund for basically this kind of projects like environmental projects. As a part of their fund, we will use for like we don't have access to all kinds of data. We can code and act with the APIs and build the interface. But if we are looking to make it the data more enriched and the data which have been like the which are like bought by from what like satellite data who are private. So if we want to buy data from them and implement it in our app, I guess we need the funding from the organizations who are working in this sector. So that is our plan, initial plan. And then we will more develop it. And you can see there are data and areas available for the app interface. And we will also make an option for a paid something like a paid system where the customer or the educator or the teacher, he can also purchase the premium visualization like for suppose the Mercator Ocean, they have many
Guys, we
kind of
need to move
indexes.
on. We need to move on to the next team, but I want to thank you for your efforts and for your presentation. Thank you so much to team number 2. Well done for your pitch.
Okay.
So it's time to move on to the next team. This is team number 3. They are called AI for Early Detection of Environment Threats, and they have a very interesting project about coastal waters. And to hear more about it, let's play a short 3-minute video that the team has prepared.
From University of Sannio. Our team is composed by multiple experts from university and companies with some PhD students. We propose to authorities and decision makers a new solution that does not exist in the market, a platform able to create alerts on the presence of contaminants in sea coastal waters, ingesting the outputs of an artificial intelligence model trained on in situ and Sentinel-2 satellite data. Now I give the floor to Cristiano Nattero from WASD company for the demo presentation.
Let's see our application in action. In order to see it, you can go to the WASD website at wasd.net, and as you log in, remember to create a user if you haven't done it already. You are immediately directed to this space market, we call it. It's a marketplace, and the application is called AI for ED of ET, and it's our system for detecting anomalies in pollution at sea. And it has this interface. Now I'm showing you the interactive way. It can also, of course, be automated to send notifications when an anomaly is detected. You simply have to input a date interval and specify an area of interest, and then you can run it. But I'm not doing it now because we wouldn't have time to wait for the results, so I'm skipping directly to the end results. And what this application does is detecting places where anomalies in pollution have been detected, and this is very helpful for local administrations because there are areas such as this one where the economy relies heavily on tourism, and so deciding to close a beach is a big issue. They cannot do it lightheartedly. And having the possibility of identifying areas which are dangerous, as you can see, we have quite a few hotspots. This is useful because they don't need to take broad action, but they can act only in the specific sites, specific places, and only when it is required. In fact, the whole system can be easily automated just to notify the decision makers when it's time to take action. And also as a citizen, this may be useful because we can check the water quality before deciding to spend a day at the beach.
All right, so thank you so much for that, Silvia and Cristiano. I think they're both here to answer questions from the jury, and I love it that that moment in the video when you said that you don't have time to wait for the results, so here's the finished product. It feels like it's an Italian cooking show. You put the ingredients, but then you don't have time to make everything, so you have a ready-made in the oven, and you present it for us, so it's very, very interesting. But we have the two members of the team here ready to answer questions, and I'm waiting to see if the jury, someone has a question for this team. Antonio, go ahead.
Yeah, break the ice. I mean, I have the same question that I asked before. I mean, which is the business model behind the tool? So which are the clients you're targeting, and which is the business model you have in mind? How you can make money on top of that?
I go, or Cristiano, do you want to answer? Can I go ahead?
Yeah, go ahead, and then maybe I can add something if necessary.
Okay, our idea was that our clients, let's say the end users, can be besides private citizens, as Cristiano was underlined. The main stakeholders, in our opinion, can be municipalities, environmental agencies, governments, whoever is interested in knowing in a very fast way what's going on, because sometimes environmental agencies have to send people to take samples from the waters, and this requires time and work spent in situ. Instead, through satellites and our AI models, plus the WASD platform, this can be automated and is completely different the way to face this challenge.
Cristiano, do you want to add something, or should we ask the next question?
Yeah, I'd like to add that those who are familiar with the Copernicus data Sentinel-2, for instance, they know that there's always a big delay between the time when the images are acquired and when they are made available. And so there are some limitations to the early warning systems, because we need to take that delay into consideration. So in order to overcome this, we partnered with Cosine, because we have this idea of improving the service by transferring the algorithm directly on the edge on the satellites, so that the processing can happen immediately after the acquisition, and just the alert can be transmitted immediately to the ground, so that actions can be taken.
Mm-hmm. And thus making it a really early detection system. Any more questions from the jury to this team?
Yeah, quick one there, Raido.
Yeah, Raido,
can
go
you
for it.
scale this? Can you scale this model to different data sets and different client groups, for example, that you've already thought of?
I'll give my shot at this, and then maybe Silvia can complete it. There are two parts about scaling. Okay, so the technology scales globally. We tested it in several other projects. Then the models, they are trained using available in situ data, and so we are very confident that they work well with in distribution data in the areas where we found in situ data. We should make some experiments and find other in situ data to train the models and validate them in other areas of the world. Notably, the areas where Silvia and our other colleagues found data are Hong Kong and Liguria, which is the region in Italy where I live. So that's pretty weird.
Okay, Silvia, do you want to add something to that answer, or are we good?
No, okay, Cristiano, answered very well. I want just to add that the platform from the WASD platform receives, the outputs of the artificial intelligence model. We worked on a cat boost model trained on in situ data of the contaminants. We started working on turbidity and other contaminants, plus Sentinel-2 data, atmospherically corrected. Actually, we did the two different trained first without and then with atmospherically corrected Sentinel-2 data. After this training, the model was able in a very promising way to produce in outputs the values of these contaminants. And as Cristiano said, we could validate our model in some parts of the world where the in situ data were available. It's not easy to get this data because, for instance, in Italy, the ARPA agencies, that are the environmental agencies, are not so willing to give this data, because above all, when they are no good, they don't want, to show that the results are, let's say, ahead of the thresholds. And what I say instead is that, an automatic system, above all based on satellites data, doesn't ask for permission, is my way to say this. So we can be able to offer to authorities and to decision makers data, even if the environmental agencies decide for any reason not to give this data, because after that the model has been validated, it works, and it says the truth.
Very
and
good.
I think that this
Thank
is
you.
important.
Thank you so much, Silvia, for that. I think that also highlights the importance of projects like this that put pressure on the authorities to, not only monitor but be transparent about what they monitor. So
Yes.
from the skies and with your AI model, we can now be more sure of what the reality looks like. So thank you so much for your efforts during this week. And now it's time to move on to the next project, and that is going to be team number 4. The team is called Sailors Sailing Responsibly, and here to pitch we have Tabea, who is going to hopefully start sharing her screen and starting the pitch. Tabea, are you ready? Or who from your team is going to pitch? Let us know if you prefer us to play the video. We can also play the video. We cannot hear you, unfortunately. If you want to, we can also just play the video that you had submitted.
Can you hear me now?
We can hear you now, yes. Very good. Now the second
Perfect.
challenge
I don't know.
is sharing the screen.
Exactly.
Oh, now
right.
it was fast. Okay, we can see and hear you now. So I will start the timer. Whenever you want, you can begin.
All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Tabea, and I'm part of the Responsible Sailor team. Today, there are more than 20 million registered recreational boat owners, but the largest eco-sailor group, Sailors of the Sea, only has 71,000 members. In addition, there is no global or local consolidated marine conservation database, meaning the barrier for sailors participating in a suitable project is high. So we thought, what if we created a responsible sailor community where sailors can learn to navigate responsibly, reduce their sailing footprint, as well as join fitting marine conservation projects with other members? Here's a short demo of what the app could look like. Imagine you're Bonnie, a solo sailor who has just sailed into the Mediterranean. Bonnie joins the community and starts exploring the 4 different levels available. She clicks on level 1, navigate responsibly and learn about the challenges. She watches a short clip to understand what impact key ocean parameters such as surface temperature, pH, and ocean currents have on the marine life. Some very interesting examples on seagrass and corals. Then she explores the 3 different modes. Navigate only looks very similar to her usual navigation app, so she plots the course to her next anchorage. On Navigate and Learn, she can click on different areas in the map and learn about ocean parameters. She's excited to learn more about this, but since she would like to switch anchorage to more, she clicks on the Navigate Responsibly tab. Here she can adjust her course to avoid fragile anchorage spots with corals and seagrass fields, as well as go around protected wildlife areas and breeding zones. And she can even find information such as waste discharge stations, water quality in the area, as well as check cargo routes to avoid collision. As she feels pretty confident about equipping her boat sustainably, she skips level 2 and moves to level 3 to match with a marine conservation nearby. She enters some preferences and is presented with several project options. She scrolls through the options and decides to get in touch with a conservation organization called CME. Bonnie's also curious about the citizen science program, as she's on a 3-year journey and would like to support in gathering data. Based on her location, she gets presented various options and decides to sign up for the sensor program. The data will feed directly into the EMODnet database. We believe that the sailor community is unique in the way that it provides sailors with clear actions on navigating sustainably, as well as providing one consolidated database on citizen science projects nearby, all wrapped in a user-friendly app. As a next step, we would like to find partners that will fund the further development of this app. In addition, we need to find a developer to make our team even stronger. To make the app also financially sustainable, we would like to test both a user-based fee as well as work with a reward system, which we would like to connect to several partners such as harbors, governments, and boating companies. Our team is ready to dive into it. We hope you will jump on board to navigate responsibly with us. Thank you very much.
All right, Tabea, that was exactly 2 minutes and 58 seconds, so very much on time. Thank you for that presentation, very engaging. Now it's time to turn to our jury and get some questions. So who wants to go first? Haley?
Yes, I do have a question. So in terms of continuing to sort of fund this approach, how would you see it generating sort of continued income?
Yeah, so first of course, we would need some funding for developing the app and do some user testing and so on. But in the long term, our model, I think there's 3 different stakeholders. So the one group would be the users, the sailors, where we would ask for a fee. And we've asked them some small feedback already from some sailors. We had some technical issues, so we couldn't get a lot of feedback. But it seems like the ones that have replied, they would be willing to pay something for it. So that's already a great start, even though it's not a big reliable data source as of now and the users. But then we also have the conservation organizations where we could also ask for a small fee for organizations that need people to work on specific projects. And then there's the other part on this reward system. So we would like to introduce a system where you can collect sustainability points and then in the end can be rewarded for the more sustainable navigation or conservation work you do, the more rewards you get. And for that, we could think of, for example, that you would get a discount at a harbor, or you would get a discount for sustainable sailing equipment. And then we would, with our partners, then get a fee from them for kind of promoting their products or them being green in a way. Yeah.
All right, thank you for that, Tabea. Any more questions from the jury? We have time for a couple more questions. Antonio?
Sorry, I was trying to unmute myself. Can you elaborate a bit more about the data that you're using in your application?
Yeah, of course. So from a marine Copernicus perspective, we're using the learning globe view, but since we cannot just use the learning globe view and copy paste it, and we will use the underlying data, so ocean currents, pH, temperature, so general data on that. But then we also want to use some parameters such as the chlorophyll product, for example, that you have on the Mediterranean to give a local understanding of the data in the specific area, to highlight where is, for example, a chlorophyll content that has changed a lot over the years, and then give a small explanation on what that means. Then from an EMODnet perspective, there we would like to integrate the data into an application that is an open source called Navionics, so connecting the APIs, and we've also checked that should be possible. And for that, there's a lot of data that we can use. We demonstrated now in the demo the seabed substrate, biogenic substrate, coralligenous, and other. Well, it's difficult to explain. Calcareous bioconcentrations, live hard coral, seagrass, wastage stars, water quality. So there's a lot of data that we can use from the EMODnet for sailors that can be useful for them. Yeah. Does that answer your question?
Yes, thanks.
Perfect. Thank you.
All right, I'm just looking to see if there's any other questions from the jury before we move on. I don't see any. Raido? Yeah, go ahead.
Quick one. There's a lot of data that you want to to bring over to your platform or channel through. Have you researched the cost of all that as well, as a base cost of you running this data stream, sort of?
No, we haven't. That would be the next step. Yeah.
Right. Gotcha. Mm-hmm.
All right. Tabea, thank you so much. Do I understand correctly that you actually have some sailors on your team?
Yeah, I was just out sailing for a year in the Pacific Ocean, and Juliette, she can't join right now because she is sailing and moving to a new harbor.
Exactly, that's what I remember, that you had team members that couldn't even participate at this final because they're just moving their boats or sailing at the moment. So a project from sailors to sailors engaging with the ocean and trying to make the ocean safer and more sustainable for everyone, which I think is beautiful. Thank you so much for that, Tabea. Let's now move on to the next and final team presenting at this event. It is team number 6, the blue team. And here to present, I think we have Paul-Henri. Paul-Henri, are you ready to share your screen and start your pitch? I see the screen is loading and Paul-Henri is ready. So I will start the timer whenever you begin. You're on mute, by the way, you're on mute. Just so you know, Paul-Henri, you need to unmute yourself. You're still muted?
Yes. Normally it's
now you can talk. All right.
You hear me?
And you can go.
Thank you, Joe. Okay, do you see my oh yeah, you see my screen.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Okay, but hello, my name is Paul-Henri. I am the team leader of the blue team, which is composed of Giorgio, the data scientist, Josh, and Galad, which are 2 developers. And I will present you our idea of a sea glider monitoring application. The problem that we want to solve for the main users of gliders, which are the Scientist Institute and the military navies, is that the piloting software provided by gliders manufacturers are very succinct and unsuitable for piloting a fleet of gliders. Our solution is a user interface based on a light DTO for remote control and monitoring a fleet of sea gliders. And our main innovation is to compare glider data with present conditions from satellite observation. So the first component of this application is an interactive atlas that displays multi-domain data about ocean science and geography. That's an example. And then the second component is a navigation module to manage the fleet of gliders. The user can visualize their position. He can pilot them with a remote control panel, and he can also monitor the collection of data with the oceanographic data from the Copernicus satellites. Like this one, for example, with the temperature, but we also have done the same with the salinity, from a sample of glider data from EMODnet compared to the global analysis forecast of the Copernicus Marine Services. And the finality of this application, which will be the next step in kind of development, will consist of an interactive digital twin of the inside of the ocean to answer the operational need of the navies, but also of scientist institutes, which are looking to monitor the mineral resources, the fisheries, and to be able to simulate the climate change. So to summarize, the main advantages of this application are to provide a centralized viewer of the inside of the ocean, to get a simplified user experience compared to existing sea glider monitoring application, and also to decrease the risk of losing these expensive autonomous robots. So we believe that these digital solutions owns various potential of other applications, including for other marine robots, for example. And this is the reason why we are looking for institutional and or industrial partners to help us to carry on its development. Sorry. And thank you. We thank you for your attention.
Thank you so much, Paul-Henri, for the presentation and really just highlighting how diverse the different projects that we have present at the Ocean Hack for EU are this time. We have everything from gliders to applications to monitor the quality of coastal waters. So a very much diverse set of projects. I'm looking at the jury to see if someone wants to go ahead and ask the first question. Antonio, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. I mean, can you elaborate a bit more on the business model that you have in mind for this?
Yeah. In fact, it will depend. It will depend of the kind of partners that we will find. If it is a scientist of a naval institution, that will depend of the partnership. But if it depends, if the partner is an industry, for example, a glider or a marine robot manufacturer, in this case, this solution, this application could be integrated into a package with the sale of the robots, in fact. Does it answer to your question?
Yeah. So you're thinking about, for example, in case of industry, a sort of license business model, while in the other case, it's more, I mean, a package or something like that. Okay, it's clear.
Exactly. Yeah, it's okay.
Let me see if there are more questions from the other jury members.
Yeah, quick question about the hardware. So, what is the ownership status or relation to the hardware part from your group or from your business model point of view? Are you planning to lease, rent, or just provide a layer to the existing infrastructure owners of these gliders?
I'm sorry, Redo, I'm not sure. My English listening is not enough. Could you please repeat this question, because I'm not sure to have well understand you.
Okay, so you will not buy any gliders. You will work with glider owners, existing owners. Yes.
Yes. Yeah, it depends. It depends. Yeah, the final user will be the glider users, but that will depend of which model do they have. So ideally, this kind of solution should be able to be used with all the different kind of gliders, all the different models of gliders, which is finally one of the goals that we have discussed with the team. But depending of the model of the gliders, some functionalities could be different, because well, I am naval architect, and I have recently worked on this on an innovative glider, and I understood that today that the gliders that we know, we can say it's the first generation of glider, because it's a recent technology. But tomorrow, I'm convinced that we will have other kind of gliders with with a better autonomy and also with other functionalities. I'm not going into the details, and so depending of which model that will be, the application should be able to display the difference, and should be able to display different functionality to be able to monitor all this kind of glider in the same time.
Right. And have you discussed pricing? What price this data can be, valued at the market? Or
no, unfortunately, the project is not enough mature to answer you this question. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Understood.
But Giorgio maybe have a complement.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a little bit of an addition on Raido's question is that this tool we developed is also for monitoring. So in fact, if you have glider data like the one we uploaded from downloaded first from EMODnet Physics and then uploaded to our interface, that data can be visualized contextually with Copernicus Marine Services, and that gives also the user a very good indication of what data was collected, and perhaps also how reliable that data was. So we are trying to provide the users with as much decision informed knowledge as possible. I think the great potential of this tool is its broadness of applicability. Can be for monitoring, but it can also be for piloting if you have a fleet of glider and you need to plan your next cycle in your glider campaign.
All right. I think that exhausts the time we had for questions. Thank you very much, Paul-Henri and Giorgio, for that presentation. Trying to make gliders more useful, more relevant, and more also data-driven, and also giving us a complete map of the ocean with the usage of your product. That concludes the presentations for now. We have all the projects that made it to the end of the hackathon presented. So the time now is for the jury to go into a separate room, have a short discussion, hopefully short discussion. I know that these things tend to take a little bit long time, and make the difficult decision about the winners. In the meantime, you can hang in there and we will rejoin with the final award ceremony in a few minutes. But I will ask now the jury to leave and to join us on the other Zoom call for the jury, where we will have a short discussion about the winners, and we should be back no later than half an hour from now. Hopefully a little bit earlier, but no later than half an hour. But let's see you all back here where we announce the winners, okay? See you soon.
Hello, I'm Silvia Ullo from University of Sannio. Our team is composed by multiple experts from university and companies with some PhD students. We propose to authorities and decision makers a new solution that does not exist in the market, a platform able to create alerts on the presence of contaminants in sea coastal waters, ingesting the outputs of an artificial intelligence model trained on in situ and Sentinel-2 satellite data. Now I give the floor to Cristiano Nattero from WASD company for the demo presentation.
Let's see our application in action. In order to see it, you can go to the WASD website at wasd.net, and as you log in, remember to create a user if you haven't done it already. You are immediately directed to this space market, we call it. It's a marketplace, and the application is called AI for ED of ET, and it's our system for detecting anomalies in pollution at sea. And it has this interface. Now I'm showing you the interactive way. It can also, of course, be automated to send notifications when an anomaly is detected. You simply have to input a date interval and specify an area of interest, and then you can run it. But I'm not doing it now because we wouldn't have time to wait for the results, so I'm skipping directly to the end results. And what this application does is detecting places where anomalies in pollution have been detected, and this is very helpful for local administrations, because there are areas such as this one where the economy relies heavily on tourism, and so deciding to close a beach is a big issue. They cannot do it lightheartedly. And having the possibility of identifying areas which are dangerous, as you can see, we have quite a few hotspots. This is useful because they don't need to take broad action, but they can act only in the specific sites, specific places, and only when it is required. In fact, the whole system can be easily automated just to notify the decision makers when it's time to take action. And also, as a citizen, this may be useful because we can check the water quality before deciding to spend a day at the beach.
Hello, my name is Paul-Henri, the team leader of the Blue Team, which is composed of Giorgio, the data scientist, Josh, the backend developer, and Galad, the front-end developer, who was joining us today to give us a bit of help. I will present you our idea of a sea glider monitoring application. The problem we want to solve for the main users of gliders, which are the scientist institutes and the military navies, is that the piloting software provided by glider manufacturers are very succinct and unsuitable for piloting a fleet of gliders. Our solution is a user interface based on a light DTO, so digital twin of ocean, for remote control and monitoring a fleet of sea gliders. Our main innovation is to compare glider data with present condition from satellite observation. The first component is a digital atlas, an interactive atlas that displays multi-domain data about ocean science and geography. The second part is a navigation module to manage a fleet of sea glider. The user can visualize their position, he can pilot his glider with a remote control panel, and he can monitor the collect of data with the oceanographic data from the Copernicus satellite. For example, like in this one, we used EMODnet sample of glider data and the last global analysis forecast of the Copernicus Marine Services. The final part of our solution consists of an interactive digital twin of the inside of the ocean. This solution is an answer to the operational need of the navies, but also of the scientist institutes, which are looking to monitor the mineral resources, the fisheries, and to simulate the climate change. The main advantage of this application are to provide a centralized viewer of the inside of the ocean, to get a simplified user experience compared to existing sea glider monitoring application, and to decrease the risk of losing these expensive autonomous robots. We believe that these digital solutions owns a various potential for other applications. This is the reason why we are looking for institutional and or industrial partners to help us to carry on its development. We thank you for your attention.
Hi everyone, my name is Tabea and I'm part of the Responsible Sailor team. Today there are more than 20 million registered recreational boat owners, but the largest eco-sailor group, Sailors of the Sea, only has 71,000 members. In addition, there is no global or local consolidated marine conservation database, meaning the barrier for sailors participating in a suitable project is high. So we thought, what if we created a responsible sailor community where sailors can learn to navigate responsibly, reduce their sailing footprint, as well as join fitting marine conservation projects with other members. Here's a short demo of what the app could look like. Imagine you're Bonnie, a solo sailor who has just sailed into the Mediterranean. Bonnie joins the community and starts exploring the 4 different levels available. She clicks on level 1, navigate responsibly and learn about the challenges. She watches a short clip to understand what impact key ocean parameters such as surface temperature, pH, and ocean currents have on the marine life. Some very interesting examples in seagrass and corals. Then she explores the 3 different modes. Navigate only looks very similar to her usual navigation app, so she plots a course to her next anchorage. On Navigate and Learn, she can click on different areas in the map and learn about ocean parameters. She's excited to learn more about this, but since she would like to switch anchorage to more, she clicks on Navigate Responsibly. Here she can adjust her course to avoid fragile anchorage spots with coral and seagrass fields, as well as go around protected marine wildlife areas and breeding zones. And she can even find information such as waste discharge stations, water quality in the area, as well as check cargo routes to avoid collision. As she feels pretty confident about equipping her boat sustainably, she skips level 2 and moves to level 3 to match with her marine conservation nearby. She enters some preferences and is presented with several project options. She scrolls through the options and decides to get in touch with a conservation organization called EUMETSat. Bonnie is also curious about the Citizen Science program, as she's on a 3-year journey and would like to support in gathering data. Based on her location, she gets presented with various options and decides to sign up for the sensor program. The data will be fed directly into the EMODnet database. We believe the sailor community is unique in the way that it provides sailors with clear actions and navigating sustainably, as well as providing one consolidated database on citizen science projects nearby, all wrapped in a user-friendly app. As a next step, we would like to find partners that will fund the further development of this app. In addition, we need to find a developer to make our team even stronger. To make the app also financially sustainable, we would like to test both, a user-based fee as well as work with a reward system, which we would like to connect to several partners such as harbors, governments, and boating companies. Our team is ready to dive into it. We hope you will jump on board to navigate responsibly with us. Thank you.
Hello everyone, this is Team Ocean Explorers. So this is Mashiat Ronak Pritam accompanied by
Mariana Gil.
Tobias Ferreira.
So we came across this hackathon. So our idea was to create an interactive interface. So we used NASA Open Data, Copernicus Open Data in Google Earth Engine platform, where we added some primary layers, such as the chlorophyll layer to monitor harmful algal blooms. You can see the chlorophyll layers added, and you can also see a time series of the extent of the algal blooms and the chlorophyll layer. We also added the sea surface temperature to monitor the sea surface incidents like the ENSO incidents, El Nino La Nina effects. And my friend Tobias converted this into a 3D visualization and stimulation in Cesium, and he will now share his screen. Tobias. So in the screen, you can see a 3D visualization and stimulation. You can add layers. In the left side, you can see the GEPCO bathymetry data, and you can add the remote sensing layers like the sea surface temperature and the chlorophyll data. So basically, our targeted group is the educators, the students, and the NGOs who are using open tools for monitoring ocean and the oceanic problems that are about to arise. Due to the lack of time, we could not complete our app or the website tool we are thinking of making. So this is the overall visualization here we have. We are also looking forward to adding CMIP-6 data for future projection scenarios, as we know that the drastic climate change is affecting the oceans. So yeah, after the ending of this hackathon, if we get time and support, we think we can build this app interface perfectly for supporting the educators, the students, and the NGOs stakeholders for monitoring ocean in an interactive way and using free data. So thank you from Team Ocean Explorers.
Hello, I'm Silvia Ullo from University of Ossagno. Our team is composed by multiple experts from university and companies with some PhD students. We propose to authorities and decision makers a new solution that does not exist in the market, a platform able to create alerts on the presence of contaminants in sea coastal waters, ingesting the outputs of an artificial intelligence model trained on in situ and Sentinel-2 satellite data. Now I give the floor to Cristiano Nattero from WASD company for the demo presentation.
Let's see our application in action. In order to see it, you can go to the WASD website at wasd.net, and as you log in, remember to create a user if you haven't done it already. You are immediately directed to this space market, we call it. It's a marketplace, and the application is called AI for ED of ET, and it's our system for detecting anomalies in pollution at sea. And it has this interface. Now I'm showing you the interactive way. It can also, of course, be automated to send notifications when an anomaly is detected. You simply have to input a date interval and specify an area of interest, and then you can run it. But I'm not doing it now because we wouldn't have time to wait for the results, so I'm skipping directly to the end results. And what this application does is detecting places where anomalies in pollution have been detected, and this is very helpful for local administrations, because there are areas such as this one where the economy relies heavily on tourism, and so deciding to close a beach is a big issue. They cannot do it lightheartedly. And having the possibility of identifying areas which are dangerous, as you can see, we have quite a few hotspots. This is useful because they don't need to take broad action, but they can act only in the specific sites, specific places, and only when it is required. In fact, the whole system can be easily automated just to notify the decision makers when it's time to take action. And also as a citizen, this may be useful because we can check the water quality before deciding to spend a day at the beach.
Hello, my name is Paul-Henri, the team leader of the Blue Team, which is composed of Giorgio, the data scientist, Josh, the backend developer, and Galad, the front-end developer, who was joining us today to give us a bit of help. I will present you our idea of a sea glider monitoring application. The problem we want to solve for the main users of gliders, which are the scientist institutes and the military navies, is that the piloting software provided by glider manufacturers are very succinct and unsuitable for piloting a fleet of gliders. Our solution is a user interface based on a light DTO, so digital twin of ocean, for remote control and monitoring a fleet of sea gliders. Our main innovation is to compare glider data with present conditions from satellite observation. The first component is a digital atlas, an interactive atlas that displays multi-domain data about ocean science and geography. The second part is a navigation module to manage a fleet of sea glider. The user can visualize their position, he can pilot his glider with a remote control panel, and he can monitor the collect of data with the oceanographic data from the Copernicus satellite. For example, like in this one, we used EMODnet sample of glider data and the last global analysis forecast of the Copernicus Marine Services. The final part of our solution consists of an interactive digital twin of the inside of the ocean. This solution is an answer to the operational need of the navies, but also of the scientist institutes, which are looking to monitor the mineral resources, the fisheries, and to simulate the climate change. The main advantage of this application are to provide a centralized viewer of the inside of the ocean, to get a simplified user experience compared to existing sea glider monitoring application, and to decrease the risk of losing these expensive autonomous robots. We believe that these digital solutions owns a various potential for other applications. This is the reason why we are looking for institutional and or industrial partners to help us to carry on its development. We thank you for your attention.
Hi everyone, my name is Tabea and I'm part of the Responsible Sailor team. Today there are more than 20 million registered recreational boat owners, but the largest eco-sailor group, Sailors of the Sea, only has 71,000 members. In addition, there's no global or local consolidated marine conservation database, meaning the barrier for sailors participating in a suitable project is high. So we thought, what if we created a responsible sailor community where sailors can learn to navigate responsibly, reduce their sailing footprint, as well as join fitting marine conservation projects with other members. Here's a short demo of what the app could look like. Imagine you're Bonnie, a solo sailor who has just sailed into the Mediterranean. Bonnie joins the community and starts exploring the 4 different levels available. She clicks on level 1, navigate responsibly and learn about the challenges. She watches a short clip to understand what impact key ocean parameters such as surface temperature, pH, and ocean currents have on the marine life. Some very interesting examples in seagrass and corals. Then she explores the 3 different modes. Navigate only looks very similar to her usual navigation app, so she plots a course to her next anchorage. On Navigate and Learn, she can click on different areas in the map and learn about ocean parameters. She's excited to learn more about this, but since she would like to switch anchorage tomorrow, she clicks on Navigate responsibly. Here she can adjust her course to avoid fragile anchorage spots with coral and seagrass fields, as well as go around protected marine wildlife areas and breeding zones. And she can even find information such as waste discharge stations, water quality in the area, as well as check cargo routes to avoid collision. As she feels pretty confident about equipping her boat sustainably, she skips level 2 and moves to level 3 to match with her marine conservation nearby. She enters some preferences and is presented with several project options. She scrolls through the options and decides to get in touch with a conservation organization called EUMETSat. Bonnie is also curious about the citizen science program, as she's in a 3-year journey and would like to support in gathering data. Based on her location, she gets presented with various options and decides to sign up for the sensor program. The data will be fed directly into the EMODnet database. We believe the sailor community is unique in the way that it provides sailors with clear actions and navigating sustainably, as well as providing one consolidated database on citizen science projects nearby, all wrapped in a user-friendly app. As a next step, we would like to find partners that will fund the further development of this app. In addition, we need to find a developer to make our team even stronger. To make the app also financially sustainable, we would like to test both, a user-based fee as well as work with a reward system, which we would like to connect to several partners such as harbors, governments, and boating companies. Our team is ready to dive into it. We hope you will jump on board to navigate responsibly with us. Thank you.
Hello everyone, this is Team Ocean Explorers. So this is Mashia Pritam accompanied by
Mariana Gil.
Tobias Ferreira.
So we came across this hackathon. So our idea was to create an interactive interface. So we used NASA Open Data, Copernicus Open Data in Google Earth Engine platform, where we added some primary layers such as the chlorophyll layer to monitor harmful algal blooms. You can see the chlorophyll layers added. And you can also see a time series of the extent of the algal blooms and the chlorophyll layer. We also added the sea surface temperature to monitor the sea surface incidents like the ENSO incidents, El Nino La Nina effects. And my friend Tobias converted this into a 3D visualization and stimulation in Cesium, and he will now share his screen. Tobias. So in the screen, you can see a 3D visualization and stimulation. You can add layers. In the left side, you can see the GEPCO bathymetry data, and you can add the remote sensing layers like the sea surface temperature and the chlorophyll data. So basically, our targeted group is the educators, the students, and the NGOs who are using open tools for monitoring ocean and the oceanic problems that are about to arise. Due to the lack of time, we could not complete our app or the website tool we are thinking of making. So this is the overall visualization here we have. We are also looking forward to adding CMIP6 data for future projection scenarios, as we know that the drastic climate change is affecting the oceans. So yeah, after the ending of this hackathon, if we get time and support, we think we can build this app interface perfectly for supporting the educators, the students, and the NGOs stakeholders for monitoring ocean in an interactive way and using free data. So thank you from Team Ocean Explorers.
Hello, everyone. Hello, world. We are back from the jury room with the decision. And as you could see, it did take the jury a little bit longer than expected to come out with the winning or winning teams. And that it just highlights the quality and the level of the teams that we had at this hackathon. So before I give the floor to the jury to announce the winners, the first thing I want to say is, and if we can highlight the Zoom call with all the participants, I want to give a big round of applause to all the participants and all the teams that spent the last week building new solutions from scratch to improve the lives of millions of people that depend on the oceans on a daily basis. So really thank you for your dedication, your effort, and the amazing progress you did in a week. It is truly impressive and inspiring to see the work that you guys did in such a short amount of time. And we at Garage 48, we organize these things very often, but I'm very impressed by the technical progress that all the teams did. And the fact that the jury took so long to decide just highlights the quality of the teams we had here. So I know it's a little bit of a cliche, but I want to tell you all that you are all winners. And whatever the jury is going to say now regarding the winning team, I want you to think of it from the point of view that if you keep working on your solution and you keep working on your project, that is what makes you a winner. So 1 year from now, if we see your solution live in the real world, that's what makes you a winner. So the jury, as you know, has very limited information to make that decision. It was a 3-minute pitch, so sometimes it can feel unfair. So take it in you to keep working on your projects and make them see the light of day, so that 1 year from now, we're all talking about these amazing projects that came from the Ocean Hack for EU hackathon. Having said that, we do have some prizes, and therefore we have some teams to award. So the prizes, as you know, were the tickets to the Maritime Days in Lisbon, and also the possibility to be featured in the European Digital Twin of the Ocean platform. And that's exactly the first type of prize we are going to award. And to announce that special prize, I want to call on Ergan Fouché, who is here from Mercator Ocean International, and is going to tell us about the special prize and the team that got that. So Ergan, please, the floor is yours.
You, because you really worked hard and you all provided very innovative solutions, so well done for that. The team we want to award this special prize really impressed us as well, especially, and so they will win the opportunity to include their project on the European Digital Twin Ocean. And so this team is AI for early detection of environment threats. So congratulations to you guys.
All right, well done, Sylvia. Well done, Dano, for this special prize where your project will be highlighted and listed on this platform for the EU Digital project. I want to give the floor to both of you. I don't know, Sylvia or Cristiano, if you want to say a few words about this.
I want to thank everybody, but I need the help of Cristiano to talk. Cristiano, please.
No, yeah, I am super happy. I was proud of the work we did, but I was not expecting to win this prize. So thanks a lot. It's been quite a ride. And I wish to seize the opportunity to thanks also Francesca, Pietro, and Francesco, who didn't appear, but they did the very hard work in the background. So thanks a lot.
Thank you to everyone. All the team is online, so I would ask Francesco, Pietro, and Francesca and Marco. I hope that Marco can join to show the face. Otherwise,
I think that I'm showing the face. I hope.
Yeah, also
Francesca Razzano is here. Pietro Di Stasio is here. Francesco Mauro is here, besides Cristiano and myself. I don't know if Marco Esposito could join. And today is also the birthday of Francesco. So this means that,
A big
double
gift for today for me.
celebration. I have no words really to thank all my team, obviously, our team, but above all the organizers, the organizers. You were amazed, really. That's why we won.
Well done to everyone. I hope it was worth to miss your train. I know, Sylvia, you're going on the later train today, so I hope it was worth for you also to wait for that. Congratulations on this, and hopefully this will highlight your project in a proper way at this European website where it will be listed amongst the use cases of data. So congratulations for this, and obviously the organizing team will be in touch with you to see how to highlight this project. So that was the first special prize that we had in store to announce, and now to hand out the winning team, or let's see what surprises we have in store. We have Marine Delorme from Copernicus, who is going to tell us about that special first place winning team and what they will get. So Marine, please, the floor is yours.
Hi again, everyone. So as Joao said, it was a very hard decision to make for the jury. A lot of discussion happened. And so they decided to award 2 teams with an invitation to the Marine User Days hosted by EUMETSat in Lisbon in the fall. So I'm very happy to announce that those 2 teams are the blue team. I think the jury and everyone was really impressed with the amount of work that you did on the platform in just a few days. And we can see that you've really identified an opportunity to improve the piloting of gliders fleet and also to collect new data. So well done on this. We're sure that there's a lot of work still to be done, and so that's why we wanted to give you the opportunity to connect with professionals during this event. And we thought it would be also a good opportunity for you to be featured on the European Digital Twin of the Ocean. So well done.
Well done to
Thank
Paul-Henri and to George and the rest of the team, and I'll also give the opportunity to both of them to say a few words. So as you heard, you will be going to Lisbon, and your project will also be featured on the EU platform for the Digital Twin project. So Paul-Henri, Giorgio, if you want to say a few words, the floor is yours.
Thank you, first of all, merci for this great honor to integrate this amazing project of Mercator. So thank you also for this recognition. I'm not sure about the translation, but regarding this kind of new solutions that can be bring for sea gliders. Yeah, thanks a lot. And maybe Giorgio would like to add a couple of words.
Yes, it has been a hectic week, and but it was so wonderful to meet new people. And I met you not even a week ago, so it's so great that that we got together and we started working together, and we developed tools that who knows, maybe will have a good future in the coming months. But I'm so happy that we put together such a nice project that has lots of potential, and I'm also, of course, very happy that you, Joao, and Mari put together this nice hackathon, very well organized, and I like that you kept the communication flowing and bringing expertise in. So that's all very good, and so I'm very grateful that you could organize this. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you guys, and it really shows the spirit of these hackathons where people get together for a common purpose, and even if they haven't known each other from before, in 1 week they're able to pull off something as amazing as this. But we're not done. Marine has another team that is also winning this hackathon, so Marine, please.
Yes, so the second team that the jury was really impressed with and decided to award during this hackathon is Sailing Responsibly. I think we were all really impressed with the work that you did this week. Your team seems to have worked really well together. We could see on the Slack that you were talking a lot, and it was really, really nice to see. You've identified a very useful app for sailors, and I think you're really bridging a gap in the market for it, and it can make a real difference. So yeah, definitely another good opportunity to talk about your project with professionals from the sector and maybe get the funding that you need and meet the developer that was missing for your team during this week, hopefully. So well done and congratulations.
Absolutely, congratulations. I will also give the floor to Tabe or someone from their team to say a few words as a winning team from the hackathon.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you very much. It's really nice to hear. I think we will definitely take that invitation and search for a developer and see if we can connect and network to get funding for our next steps. Yeah, I'm really impressed with where we are now compared to where we were on Monday, because this was just an idea that I had on my trip because it was a gap that I identified for myself. But I'm really impressed with how the team worked together for this week. We didn't know each other. We live in different places. It was a virtual hackathon, so it was a bit chaotic in the beginning, but I think we really developed as a team. And yeah, I'm really excited to drive this forward. I'm not sure, Eva, Mohan, Jacopo, do you want to say something as well?
Yes, Tavia, I really appreciate your dedicated team efforts. It is really helpful, and we learn a lot, and we make very good networking. And also, I would like to thank the organizer as well as the all jury board and the mentors who help a lot. Thank you. It's really inspiring. We hope we will do better in future. Best of luck.
Jacopo, Eva, do you want to say something?
Perhaps just to say thank you, because the team is absolutely brilliant, and just having in mind that we only had a little amount of time, I think the very passion that each of the members had for the marine life, both sailors and divers, like this is what made it possible. And obviously, Tabia, thank you for leading. It was a pleasure to be working together.
Yeah, I can add only that it was a real challenge, I think, for everybody. We really worked well together. It was a pleasure to meet them and try to do something new, totally from the scratch, from zero. And yeah, we are excited to continue and to go to the conference.
Thank you. Thank you to the team. Thank you to all the teams, first of all, that participated in this hackathon. I think these last words from the Sailors team really highlight why we do these events, why we do hackathons, because you start with an idea and you end up with a prototype, and sometimes you can't believe how much progress you can make when you have a dedicated team pulling all their efforts into a concentrated project where everyone is working for a common goal. And even if you come from different geographies, even if you come from different backgrounds, you come together with your own individual skill sets, and in the end, something beautiful is born. And who knows where it will lead, as Paul-Henri was saying, you know, it might end up being used by millions of people all over the world. So that's why I want to highlight to all the teams, keep on working, don't give up, and hopefully with the help of the mentors that you had here and the different opportunities that were given to your teams, you get a chance to turn these ideas into actual working websites, working apps that will be used by others. Having said that, and now that we have all the winners, we have come to the end of this hackathon. From myself and Garage 48, it was a pleasure to work with all the mentors, the organizing team, and every single participant that we helped during this hackathon. Hope to see you in a lot more events coming up. There's a few of these events happening every now and then other different hackathons as well. So on behalf of Garage 48, Mercator Ocean, and the Copernicus Marine Service, all I have to say is thank you. Thank you for joining. Thank you for participating and your efforts, and hope to see you in future events. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, grazie. Ciao.
Thank you, everyone.
Ciao. Thank you.
Ciao. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.